Hi, Albuquerque moms. I'm Vanessa Bush. I'm the owner of ABQ Mom, and today I have a special guest with me. This is Adrienne Elkins. She is the principal of Coyote Willow Family School and also a former teacher at Desert Willow Family School before she became principal. And fun fact, she was my son's sixth grade teacher, and he's now a senior in high school, but we decided that he is growing up, but neither of us are aging at all, right?
Right.
So Coyote Willow Family School and Desert Willow Family School are both K-8 APS tuition-free schools of choice. And we're just going to learn a little bit more about them. This video is sponsored by the family teacher organizations at the schools. And if at any time that we're talking, you have any questions, we'll definitely be monitoring the comments, and we would love to answer those. So type away, because we want to make sure that you are well informed. So Miss Adrienne, can you just tell us a little bit about the models of the schools? And because it's a unique model, it's a different kind of structure. So let us know about those.
Sure. So the thing to know about the family schools, we are partial homeschooling programs. And we're an APS magnet school, which is kind of a new designation for programs that exist a little bit outside of the traditional model. So our students are not going to their neighborhood program. We're out of the feeder pattern. And so as a school of choice, there's a couple of things that are fundamentally different about us, or from the magnet lens, like reasons why you're drawn to us. So the first reason is the partial homeschooling. So students in both family schools are homeschooled either 50% or 20% of the time. And parents, as you know, can opt in to one or the other of those programs. And additionally, our students are in multi-age classrooms. So we don't have any self-contained individual grade classroom in either program. And those grade level groups kind of change year to year based on sibling cohorts. We really try to create like families. So we have K2 classrooms, 2nd through 4th grade, 3rd through 5th, all the way up through 8th grade, where we have our 6th through 8th grade classes. But those spreads change all the time. And the other thing that's kind of unique and special about our program is our innovative curriculum, which is homegrown. Family school has been around for over 35 years. Coyote Willow is new. This is our, I gotta fly in here, this is our he would like to be a part of this. This is our 6th year here. And, I did teach at Desert Willow before I opened this location as a principal. And we opened this location to help ease the waiting list that we had for our Eastside location, which was, sometimes hundreds of families who wanted to jump on board with, having a really active role in their kids' education. So we opened up this location, but our curriculum is kind of unique to us and in practice at both locations.
Yeah, and the lottery at both locations is open right now.
Correct.
So there's not like a waiting list any longer. It's a lottery system, so anyone can enter that and get chosen.
Yeah, and the idea with the lottery is just that you should apply the year that your student would be entering kinder, or for the year that you're trying to get in. So if you have baby, we used to get applications for people who were like in utero, which always cracked me up. But we need an application to come like, if your child's starting kindergarten or, all the way through 6th grade. Neither family schools accept new 7th. So kinder through 6th grade.
Oh, sorry, I muted my mic. So I also know that family school has a number of curriculum distinctions that emphasize critical thinking and creating lifelong learners. And so can you just elaborate on those?
Absolutely. So our curriculum is unique. We do a lot of project-based and problem-based learning and cross-curricular units that really embed integrated curriculum together. So your students are interacting with math and English and science and social studies in these like explorative units with students that are older than them and younger than them, who have different levels and different sort of needs and creativity options. So that's what's kind of different. So we have a thematic arc that we do that's called workshop, where students might explore a thematic topic the full year. Over at Desert Willow, the entire school is studying rivers this year. And so they're getting to do a lot of really fun things together. Over here at Coyote Willow, our older grade students are doing Mission to Mars. So they've landed on Mars now here in the second semester, and our younger grade students are exploring oceans. So we try to build a lot of our curriculum around a theme. We have inquiry, lots of inquiry-based learning. Kids can ask and answer their own questions. And you mentioned creating lifelong learners. So we have curriculum and actual rubrics and procedures for teaching students to take control of their own learning and to think critically about what they're doing. So we don't just say think critically, like we have an actual curriculum for what we mean when we say think critically. I know you might remember the critical reframers. And so we try to embed a lot of that. We have like a language or a culture sort of around critical thinking and taking control of your own metacognition from kinder all the way through 8th grade. So yeah, I think that's kind of different. And of course, obviously, we want our families to be a part of that. So since our students are partially homeschooled, we also have classes and opportunities for parents to train in our some of our unique math curriculum or in those projects that they're facilitating at home or helping facilitate at home. And so we have classes for parents too.
And those can be really helpful, especially when you're new to the school. One of the things that I remember, I was like, is the math curriculum in particular was different than anything I had seen before. And I was like, oh, maybe I wouldn't be so bad at math if I had gone through this as a student.
Every time I've heard a parent say that, like, because I think, and I went through math that way too, like very procedurally.
Right.
We have an expectation that our students don't just learn how to do something, but that they understand why it's working. And we have some manipulatives, as you might remember, that are kind of hard to learn to use at first. And so we don't just throw you to the math wolves. We train parents to support that at home. So that everybody can be successful.
Sure. And you kind of have to pass a math, what are they called? Unit before you move on to the next one. So you're truly learning the skills, and it's not like, oh, well, you didn't learn it. Well, we're moving on.
We have an expectation that our students deserve to make meaning and to facilitate mastery of the content. So to put it differently, we don't just like shove them through with, a shaky foundation. We want to make sure that they really have a solid foundation. So they're accessing content that's right at their skill need, and they're constantly working also with grade level exposure and content. And those two things kind of work together to buoy our kids up to those really great scores that both of the Desert and Coyote Willow can boast.
Mm-hmm.
That has to do with just never letting them slip through.
So, so important. So if someone were considering family school as an option for their child, is there anything else that you think that they should know before taking that next step?
Yeah. So, we do offer, so as you mentioned, we're a lottery school. And so the first step is to apply on the lottery, but there's a second step that we require at both locations, which is that you attend an informational meeting. And our schools have different timeframes for those. And so the best thing to do is to just apply to either or both locations and then get your sign up for your informational meeting. But that informational meeting is so important because we go through, we call the commitments of family school, which is, we don't have buses. We have some different sort of schedule items. Obviously, students have to be homeschooled partially. And so parents have to really understand what that means, how that is logged. The expectations of making sure that students are really getting that work done and how we support parents to feel like they're, going to be able to get that done. And so the first thing I would say is make sure that you don't just send in an application, make sure that you also attend an informational meeting because parents are not considered active in the lottery until they've done that. So that's a required step. And it's just really important to understand it and ask all the questions at that meeting. So the lotteries at the two schools are different lotteries. So we are sister schools, we work together, we collaborate, we love each other. However, we are two separate locations. And so to apply to one is not to apply to both. So that's the next thing. We hear that a lot. Make sure you apply to both if you want to attend both, or make sure you know which one you're applying to and attend a meeting and get some information that way. That would be really good. My lottery closes at the end of January at Coyote Willow. I know Desert Willow's system is just a little bit different than mine. And so I would reach out to the school you're interested in. Mm-hmm. We're friendly. We're user friendly. We're just a little different.
Everything has its own little system for sure. And in the caption of this video, if you're watching, you can find more information and the links to each school's website so that you can head there and learn more specifically about admission and the lottery. Any other next steps for people? There are some open houses coming up very soon, and so I'll make sure and have those dates available. What happens at an open house?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. So, and it's one thing to hear about a family school classroom. What does multi-age look like? What does problem-based learning and inquiry look like? It's another thing to see it. So, we're really proud of our learning communities, and we'd love for parents to actually get to see our teachers and students in action and to hear really our students drive the show, right? We like to say that our classrooms are student-driven learning environments where we as teachers are not facilitators. We are just a member of the learning community with them. And you really have to seeing is believing, right? So in an open house, you have the opportunity to tour our facilities. Both locations are beautiful. And you can see each one. And then you can see students doing what they do best, which is collaborating, supporting one another, asking great questions, driving lessons forward and getting what they need. And you can see how we train them. And it gives you a chance to sort of maybe get to know the culture and the vibe of the rooms that you're in. So, and we have different open house dates and times frames. So again, yeah.
Those are all going to be in the caption of this video. So if you're watching, you can check that out. Adrienne, thank you so much for sharing with us today. I think this will be really helpful for a lot of local parents, and I just really appreciate you taking the time for our Albuquerque moms.
We're really excited to be doing this. Family School's been around for forever, but we're kind of dipping our toes into doing a better job of advertising who we are out there. And we want people to know we're not just that wacky homeschooling program. We are a whole full-fledged community of students who learn together and learn at home. And we're a really great fit for a lot of kids, and we'd love to have you in our family.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Adrienne. And again, if any of you have questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. Thanks for joining us for this video, and have a great day.